Hey guys, Kakart197 again, this time with a double review of the 144th scale high-grade Universal Century Zaku 2 F2 Zeon and Earth Federation version. Now, both of these models are pretty much identical. The only exception is that their colors are slightly different, well, quite different, and of course they come with different stickers. So for colors, on the Zeon one we have the very traditional Zaku color scheme, lightish green for most of the limbs, also the head, and a very dark green for the body, side skirts. That's it. And then there's also lightish gray for most of the joints, the weapons, and also these hoses, though they are more of a cross between polycaps and standard plastic. And then to top it all off, there's also black for the chest here, parts of the feet, and that's about it. Also the track where the mono eye is on. Then for the Earth Federation one, these colors are pretty much identical to the ones from the Jim Kai. And there's a very light sandy brown for most of the limbs and also parts of the body, side skirts, the head, and there's a very dark blue for the sides of the torso. Then black on the feet and on the backpack. And to top it all off, there's light gray for most of the joints, and of course also the weapons, and also on the torso. And oh yeah, the hoses this time aren't gray, but they're a very darkish gray slash black. Once again, kind of like a cross between polycaps and plastic. So for stickers, both of them of course come with a mono eye sticker, and then, well, they're completely different. As you can see, the Zeon ones come with these stripes for rank. For Zeon Insignias, an 06 sticker. Well, I'm not sure if this is supposed to refer to like a pilot that has 06 as its number, or if it just means MS06. Some random triangles, 6 stars, I suppose. Well, once again, I'm not sure. Is it supposed to be like a rank, or is it just supposed to be 6 kills? Either way, apply to your Zaku and he will become a lot more important. And of course, number stickers. Now, the font of the Zeon one seems to be a lot more round than the Federation ones. The Federation ones seem to be a lot more angular, which is a nice touch because, well, they're supposed to be different and even the numbers look different. Now, as for the Federation one, as you can see, I've applied most of them. The ones that remain are just random EFSF. Then on the model, we have, well, just normal EFSF symbol, EFSF, and a boxing kangaroo. And then here there's the Torrington symbol, EFSF, and on the back there's more EFSF. And, well, from now on, everything's going to be the same for both of them, so I'm just going to take a look at the Federation one, just because. So, articulation, head goes bit up, bit down, we'll turn around all the way. There we go. And talking about the head, there's also a tiny little bit of a chicken movement. Not a lot, but it is there. The arms, if you slide this up, there's like a little hinge here that will make the arm move up, and then it's on a ball joint that's connected to this part here to make it go up a bit more, so it's a bit more than 90 degrees. We'll of course also turn around all the way. The shield is on a ball joint, but, well, other than just going like this, it doesn't really go side to side a lot. There's also like a little hinge here that will make the arm move forwards and backwards for some really nice articulation. Then also turns around below the shoulder. The elbow goes up on one joint for about 90 degrees. And the hand, of course, is on a ball joint and will wiggle around. down, side to side. Now the waist, because this is a Zaku, goes a tiny bit left and a tiny bit right, and somewhat forwards and backwards, but yeah, it is a Zaku after all. And I gotta keep in mind these hoses are connected here. Well, they are very loose to kinda aid it in its articulation, but let's face it, it is a Zaku, which articulation has never been too great with these guys. And talking about waist, the back here, the thrusters are on ball joints, giving them some nice articulation. Front skirts molded together go out a little bit like that, and side skirts go out a little bit like that. Now the legs go up about that far and back about that far, which is a reasonable articulation. And outside they go this far until they hit the side skirts. They would go out like, once again, grande car, plie, whatever, they would go out all the way 180 degrees if it wasn't for these damn side skirts. Oh yeah, that's kind of a disappointment. Legs on a double joint, but yeah, this is all you're going to get out of them. And there's also a nice splitting action going on with the knee, which does make it look a little bit more impressive. Now, oh yeah, there's also a joint here with a plug in it for both action bases. Legs will kind of swivel a bit here, like that, and will also rotate here. Then the feet will go out like that, backwards, tiny bit like that, side to side somewhat, and will also turn around like that. So overall articulation does seem to be a little bit mediocre. But then again, it is a Zaku and the design itself is kind of bulky and limiting. Oh yeah, the spike armor here will go out like this on a hinge. So articulation on the arm isn't really hindered, though it does look a bit goofy. So that's all for articulation, and now on to accessories. So first of all, it comes with oh no, wait, there's still one more articulation thing. If you move the head up, there is like, well, kind of just pop it off. There's like a little switch here so that you can move the mono eye. But for the stop motion fans here, the eye itself, well, it's kind of molded in there. So if you take a toothpick, you can actually move the eye around by simply pushing it. So you won't have to rip the head off every time you want to move it. And that is of course very handy if you want to make a stop motion animation and you want the eye of the Zaku moving around. So bonus points for that. And now on to accessories. So first of all, you have a total of 3 different head designs, of course. There's the standard flat head for the normal Zakus. Then there's the commander antenna, as you can see on the Zeon Zaku. And then there's the last one, which is like the normal flat one, but with some scrap iron hammered onto it. It does look more armored, but yeah, there you go. Then also comes with some extra hands, an open left one, which is for the machine gun. This was the 90mm, I believe. Pretty much you put it in the trigger finger hand and you hold it like that. So one of the weapons, the 90mm machine gun. And then the other weapon, which currently has the open trigger finger hand, is the 120mm Zaku machine gun with a removable clip. Simply turn them around and mount it on the back or on either one of the side skirts. There you go. And of course you can pop out the hand slide in the machine gun. Then there's this little movable handle here. It wants to come out. And then there's also a movable scope. And of course you can slide it into the left holding hand. Then other accessories are these two little grenades. Now I'm pretty sure these sticks are supposed to extend when in use, but yeah, he cannot really hold them. They're molded separately and they cannot be separated either. Well, only one of them has the peg, so well, you could separate them, but then you could only hold one. Once again, we'll go in either one of the gaps on the skirts. Here you go. Then there's the heat hawk, which comes with a little clip here to mount it on the side skirt. Now this one wants to stay on pretty well. However, the one on my Zeon Zaku doesn't like to stay on at all and will fall out if you, well, if a small breeze passes through, it will fall off. I mean, just looking at it will cause it to fall off. So yeah, not really all that secure. So it depends a bit on luck. Oh, well, guess this one isn't all that secure either. And once again, this heat hawk unfortunately suffers from the same problem that has plagued Zakus for many years now. Put it in the hand. Vroom. It will not really stay in hand all that well. Though, to be completely fair to the machine, if you put the heat hawk at a little bit of an angle, it will not flail around. And now it's on really sturdy. So, in a normal holding position, no good. If you put it on a bit of an angle, it's perfect, really. So there you go. And then, last but not least, there's also a spare clip for the machine gun. Like that. So you can in fact have one on the machine gun and one stored somewhere. And then last but not least, there are also the missile launchers for the leg. Now, what you're supposed to do is pull out the leg, which is actually really easy to do. I mean, they made it just so that it won't fall off or that it won't come off while you're trying to pose it, but that it's still really easy to pull off. So, let's pull it off. Grab one of these straps, slide it in there, like that, slide the back on, and then cover it up. Like that. So as you can see, these missiles unfortunately aren't separate, but then again, if they were separate, they would probably fall out too easy. Now, it's the one bit shameful thing is, yeah, they are kind of loose, but then again, I guess it was either having it like this or having an ugly peg sticking out somewhere. So either way, the Zaku, well, if you want your Zaku to have this, he's probably going to be on a pretty ground-based, well, he's probably going to just be standing there like firing it like this. I don't think you're going to have your Zaku wearing missile launchers and him being like doing crazy poses. So, and that's all for the accessories. And now, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? Well, articulation seems to be kind of mediocre, but for a Zaku, it's some nice articulation. Accessory-wise, well, you get a nice amount of accessories. You get the heat hawk, like metal missile launchers, machine guns, but it's a Zaku, and I want my Zakus to come with a Zaku bazooka. I mean, the Zaku is famous for two weapons: the Zaku machine gun, or Zaku machine gun Kai in this case, and the Zaku bazooka. I mean, the name is in the weapon, so you might want to include the weapon. And I'm pretty sure the Zaku bazooka was also seen in the series, though I don't think the Federation ones use them, but I'm pretty sure the Zeon ones did use the Zaku bazooka. I don't care if it was a Zaku Bazooka or even that rocket bazooka from the Dome Troopin, but I want my Zakus with bazookas. But that might just be me. So overall, if you're a fan of Zaku and you don't mind the lack of a bazooka that much, then this kit is definitely a great buy for you. It retails for around 1,500 yen, and with all the accessories, well, I think that's a pretty fair price. So if you're a fan of Zaku, definitely go for it. Pick one you like or get them both. However, if you're looking for a super articulated, superposable figure, you might want to look elsewhere. So overall, I would say it's a mediocre figure, and for its age, it's from 2010. Yeah, it could have been somewhat better in terms of articulation. I mean, just one joint here, like articulation could have been a bit better. So yeah, that's really it. So for some comparison shots, here is the Jimkai, and as you can see, color scheme is very, very, very similar. And the last one, the Zaku 2 J-Type. Once again, as you can see, color scheme is quite similar. And now you can definitely see that they're supposed to be this, well, they're kind of the same, but completely different. Also, the F2's head does seem to be kind of small when compared to the older Zakus. Well, that's all for this review, and see you at the next one.